Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine. I'm doing a all signs video for Lion's Gate. It's a beautiful portal that hopefully will open something really marvelous for you, something new maybe, if that's what you're looking for, but something that you would really wish for to happen, right? We're going to start obviously with Aries. You're first up. You get courage, which is a very Lion's Gate energy, right? The reason being that the lion, the Leo sign, pertains to the heart, and courage is in the heart. Let's draw some tarot right away. What are you courageous about? Are you gonna ask someone else? Are you going to dare something that you haven't before? What are you really doing, Aries? What is requiring your courage here? You get the Six of Cups in the reverse with Judgment. So something is coming back around someone, I feel. Someone you know, someone you might have memories with, not so good memories at times, most likely. It'll take courage to come around again to this person or have them come around to you. Let's see what happens here. What is this coming around, coming back to you? It feels like I'm seeing a big wheel, and I see you traveling on the big wheel, right? And always coming back down, going back up. So I'm sensing cycles with this person, of course, but I'm also sensing a lot of peace with it. Like something very lovely. So there's a beautiful energy here on the Six of Cups of really enjoying the ride with this person in the past. So it's a beautiful energy. This card. The Eight of Wands in the upright. What am I saying? Upright. You're gonna speak with them for sure, for sure. They're gonna come back around. They might propose that you date again. They might want to be your lover again, literally. They have a lot to say. They have a lot in their heart. So both of you are going to require courage to actually face one another and discuss about this, about the past. You will want to address the past, most definitely. Six of Cups and Judgment. You're going to talk about what has happened. I'm going to pull here just one card. I'm not going to wait for the card to come out. It's a different tarot deck. The Queen of Wands. It's about passion. This whole thing is about passion. Someone has the hots for you. Someone feels hot around you. You also give them the flutters, you know, like it's not just the butterflies. There's something about the energy that it's very sensational. So this person goes through, like, you know, dry mouth, clammy hands, sweats, heart racing. They have physical reactions to being around you. This queen does. And maybe some of it comes from not having been around you for a while, hence why you're meeting again and discussing the past. And maybe those, just the thought of that might be what's actually triggering those symptoms. But beyond that, it's the attraction, and it's they're so like, they like you so much that, you know, you make them stutter. They have like true symptoms of love for you. It's really beautiful. I love it. So this is all happening at Lionsgate, right? Someone is really coming forward here with some very clear messages. The first message is about, hey, let's talk. Let's really sit down and talk about what we've experienced together. I have things to say. So I think they will come forward. I get the sun for you. This is insane. This is an amazing read. It says, the energy, the golden energy of the sun brings you luck and fame. But because it's the sun and it's so hot, I just told you that the person will have like love symptoms that are akin to like being very, you know, under the hot weather, like the sweat and all of that. It's incredible. You can see this as super auspicious. It's going to go really, really well. I believe that you'll mend things together. It's number 20 as well, if that means anything for you, which is also the card of the Judgment. Number 20. So definitely a confirmation that this second time around, second go around with this person will go really, really well. There's going to be a beautiful declaration of love, I believe, at Lionsgate, or right around Lionsgate. So maybe this weekend, I mean, we're there, or maybe a couple days after, but within the next 5 days, I believe. So let's move on to Taurus. That was spectacular, Aries. It's gorgeous energy. Okay, Taurus. Let's start with an oracle card for you. And it flipped. I was going to pull, but I didn't need to. Joy, the hummingbird spirit. So you'll get to experience a lot of pleasure, have fun. You'll feel comfortable, at ease, uplifted, high vibe. Joy is such a high vibrational energy. Joy and laughter are usually very, very, well, first of all, usually they come together. Queen of Wands in the reverse. What else for Taurus, please? Okay, a bigger pile here. I'm going to take all of them. Four of Swords in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse. You get the Devil, the Judgment in the reverse, and World in reverse. Whoa, those are huge energies. So I'm going to show you the majors. This is, let me get into it. This is huge energy. So you think that this queen is not so happy, right? She's in the reverse. She feels irritable. I think she says spent a little too much time on the sidelines here for whatever reason. She's taken a break about something, on something, from something or someone. There's a weird mix between the major arcanas here, because a lot of them are showing, especially the Devil and the World card. This is double Saturn, huge Capricorn influences here. Time has been very important in this equation. So for Lionsgate, it's a question of timing for you. So there's not much joy entering your life as I thought it would necessarily. One of the reasons is that there's quite a lot of heavy attachments, like heavy chains, feeling trapped in time, almost like a statue, you know, petrified for a little while. I'm not sure why you've been stuck for a while. You have unfinished business, of course, but you're not going anywhere. You're not traveling. You're absolutely like grinding yourself in a particular spot, like really, I don't know, it's like, part of it is like you want to have roots, and yet the roots are not growing organically. It just feels, first of all, that it's being forced, and the other thing is it feels like chains instead of being roots. So it doesn't feel very nourishing. So there could have been like healing that would have been overlooked, or you would have gone too fast. You would have healed not fully, and for some reason you think it's time to come out of isolation, yet it's not ripe. It's not right either. It's not the right time. And it's not joyous at all. I'm so sorry, because the oracle was promising something else, but the tarot is showing completely different energy here. For some reason, you abhor where you are. You don't want to stay there. You actually are not going to want to keep doing this in this way. I think you are aware of that, but you're trying to skip over something a little too fast here. So it feels like you're healing. You're skipping over your healing, or fully healing. You're indulging as well in whatever bad habits you deem are bad habits for you. This is heavy energy. Okay, why is joy here, please? The Ace of Swords. You're going to have clarity and truth about something. This is what you're waiting for. It sounds crazy, but this feels like one ray of light. So in a dark place where you would find yourself, most likely currently, there's something that comes piercing through, and it feels like it's a ray of joy instead of a ray of light, but it could be a ray of luminous joy. So I'm glad for the Ace of Swords, because it means that at Lionsgate, there's a breakthrough. There's something happening where you get either a haha moment where you're like, okay, or maybe you've hit you've hit a wall and you're like, okay, this is enough. I really need to turn things around. But know that you've been digging your heels and you've been thinking you've been digging roots, but really you've been chained to a place, to a situation, to a person, and it's felt like incredibly stuck for you. It's felt like paralysis, and you haven't been able to heal in that place at all. And the only healing available, or the one available, I should say, readily available at Lionsgate, will come in the form of joy. This ray of light could be someone that feels like a ray of sunshine, like sunshine to you. It could be a situation that perks everything up for you, that makes you feel like, okay, there's something that can come that is positive and doesn't feel negative and weighed and heavy on me. So I know it's vague, but it's going to be different for each and every one of you, and I don't know what this thing is, but it does feel like it also touches your self-esteem, touches the way you perceive yourself as well. The card that flipped is the Labyrinth. So these roots have been very circumvoluted, and have taken you, for quite a loop here. The French text here says, elevate your vibrational energy, elevate your vibration. And this is what you'll be doing here at Lionsgate. You get the chance to do that. It feels, I'm going to say it feels like a one-day thing. Not to say that you wouldn't have it ever, some lasting effects of it. But it feels very precise because of the Ace of Swords. It feels like you're going to recognize this thing very easily. However it comes to you, you're gonna know exactly what it is that shifts your energy. You're gonna feel it anyway. Wow, that's interesting. But I wouldn't want to be you. You're in quite a tight spot here. It feels really, really tight. Okay, let's move on to Gemini. Two cards, but I'm not going to take them just because I want to give them the cards a better shuffle. And I would like to pull only one. Okay, Gemini. Leadership, the stag spirit. I like that leadership for you. Let's pull the tarot before I speak on anything else. How does leadership express itself for Gemini, please? Oh. The Emperor in reverse, the Eight of Rods, and the Empress. So I don't know what else to tell you about. I mean, I'm speechless. Like, seriously. For you to get leadership and get both the Emperor and the Empress, even if the Emperor's in the reverse, and you get the arrows of love in between, you get great communication. That is leadership times 10,000, times a million. So pick or choose here, Gemini. You could be one of the two, but because you're a twin, because you're a double sign, this is the two sides of you. So you do have, and this is a very mercurial card in the sense that it pertains to communication, and Mercury is your ruler. So it almost feels like you're having a dialogue within yourself between the two aspects of you being an emperor, empress / empress, right? So the ultimate leader. So there's one side that is a little less positive than the other. So most likely you might be more of someone that prefers for others to come to you. And you might have to develop the outgoing side of leadership. And that's what you might realize at Lionsgate. You might be faced with a situation where you get to exercise that, or to show it off, to be a part of something where either you'll be put in a position of leadership and you didn't expect it, or you probably know what this is. For some of you, you know exactly what this is. But it feels like you're also speaking to another leader, You're addressing yourself also. If this is not internal, if this is external to you, you're having quite a conversation with somebody that is your equal. Another leader, about some very important things, I find, because you're looking at higher level themes. You're looking at things at a high level, right? Situations in general, making decisions at a high level, but it also feels like you're addressing very important and broad subjects. Let me pull one card here for you out of a different deck. I believe this is the Five of Wands. Yep. So that's interesting. There could be slight competition between the Emperor and the Empress. And that could be seen on the Emperor in reverse, right? Maybe you're going to decide which one of the two you are here. But if you're dealing with someone outside of you, either you're the Emperor, you're the one that feels that you need to compete. So the lesson here is about learning to own up to your leadership qualities and approach them differently when it comes to dealing with other leaders, for example, or anyone else for that matter. And if you're the Empress and you're dealing with this Emperor, you're going to feel this as well, in terms of you might sense this to be quote unquote a form of attack, but don't take it it's not very bad. I don't mean it in a bad way. Maybe verbal attacks, or like someone pushing your buttons, someone challenging you regarding some very important subjects, because you are a leader and you have someone challenging you regarding some very crucial elements. Let's pull another oracle. This says a success in career, basically. It means that your career will be a success. And then it reads, a very good environment, working environment, a promotion and a raise. But really, this is about career. This is the whole reading. This is incredible. You're dealing with a boss, but you're the boss, you're a manager, you're same level management, or even above, right? Senior management, whatever it is. This is big, big energy. But know that there's a little bit of friction between the two of you, but the dialogue, the conversation should bring you a lot of success, and mostly should have the conversation go well. Promises that the conversation will go well. Okay, let's do Cancer now. Yours came out on its own. Purity. The unicorn. Cancer, are you that special unicorn? The one and only? Well, someone thinks you're beautiful. That you're quite special. And they see you as it feels like shimmer. It feels like the many, what I call the many diamonds that shimmer and on the water, right? Like a kind of light that moves constantly, like little mini stars. Because if you look at the card, you have all these, I guess they're like mini dots, or they could be fireflies, they could be fairies, they could be, but it's the same energy. It's this diamond-like shimmer. It's very beautiful. I'm not sure what it points to in you. Let me feel it out, because I'm intrigued. I'm channeling on this one. I like that. You know what it feels like? It feels like music. It feels like notes, musical notes. Cancer, I think people really like your voice. Okay, 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands is in the reverse, excuse me. The 8 of Swords in the reverse, and the 2 of Wands. So lots of wands here. What I like is that the sequence decreases. So whatever you've been carrying with you that was really encumbering you, it's like you're dropping things one after another. I see you walking, and I see you dropping one wand after another, slowly but surely, all the way to being left with only 2. So in my mind, first of all, you're relieving your mind, your stressed mind, overstressed mind, of things that are very superfluous, useless, that are just not necessary for you to have even on your brain. And it feels like you're creating a lot of space for yourself, where you can finally hear the music again. So your own music, your own song, your heart's song, something like that. You might have been like really fenced in for a while. And you feel like you emerge like this unicorn out of the forest, right? Into like an opening in the forest. So you emerge out of the thick wood. You finally emerge in a place that is much more open, much more vibrant. And you're looking at the sea. And this is where the shimmering diamonds are. Along with so Cancer, you really need to go by the water if possible, if that's available to you. Even a quick 1 day, 2 day, I don't know, a very short trip would do you amazingly good. If you could go by the sea or anywhere near a body of water. And where there's forests. You could do that at Lion's Gate. It'd be amazing. Let me pull one card here for you. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. You need it. This Queen of Wands is overworked. When she's overworked, she has absolutely no patience. She can lash out on others. She might have a, you know, as much as she has been craving attention, I think that this time she's shying away from attention. Maybe there's been so what I was saying that's really heavy that you need to like slowly put down one by one. Maybe they're just like a bunch of meetings, a bunch of people, a bunch of situations, tasks that you have to do, responsibilities that have been like on your path, that you've been accomplishing one after another, right? Ticking the list here. Okay, that's done, that's done, that's done. And as you've been doing that, you got more and more and more tired. Yet, you also feel like you're opening a space for yourself in your mind. You know that you're finally reaching the end of that list. You're seeing some results in terms of what you've accomplished, but it comes at a price. So when she reaches finally the open sea, or the moment where she has a breather, this queen is pretty much out of breath. The other thing is, she really loves to feel special, right? She's also a Leo card. She's fire, and she's usually a Leo. And this is Lion's Gate reading. So there's something about you wanting to be at your best and not being at your best at the moment, knowing that you're not at your best. You're pretty good. You've managed to get to the Two of Wands. You've done a lot of, clearing out, making sure that you can finally pamper yourself, or at least get back to yourself. I love this. You get the goddess. You want to feel like a goddess, and you're not really fully feeling like a goddess totally at Lion's Gate. The reason being of all this letting go, or not letting go. All the things that you've had to do before reaching the date of Lion's Gate. But your goal here is to actually feel totally supremely gorgeous. And this will be the moment where you feel like you're this special, very unique unicorn. So it's like the advice is also to go somewhere, maybe, I said near a body of water, but maybe you need to go to a spa, somewhere where you get water treatments, where you can, you know, bathe, and so that would be very beneficial for Lionsgate. It's gorgeous energy, Cancer. Okay, I'm moving on. Let's do Leo. Leo, this is special. This is Lionsgate. So happy birthday to all the Leos. Oops. Let me pull. Manifesting dreams. Water spirit. Let me draw the tarot. Leo, I just told Cancer to go by the water, right? For Lionsgate, that it would be very beneficial to them, or at least go in a spa or Seven of Cups. And you get a little bit of that with the water spirit. I wonder if that's also a good idea for you. Maybe you want to go by the beach, by the sea, to the beach. It feels like you're going to have many options, obviously. Almost not being decisive about what you want to do. Magician. You'll decide though. You'll decide on something. But I mean, this is manifesting dreams. And you got many. But it feels like you're trying to accomplish everything at once. Not sure it's a good idea. But maybe it is. Let me get some more cards here. Bear with me. These ones, I would like them to come out. So, the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Let me get one more card. Why is the Eight of Wands in the reverse? Okay, another 8. That's really important. You get 2 8s. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. You also get the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So the way I read it is, out of the options that you're choosing, you're very focused on your work as well as your family. Those are the two main arenas that you wish to exercise, I want to say, more control. And yet it's not control. It's probably much more like allowing things to be, right? To unfold for you. But you're pushing in those areas more than anything else. But both are linked because both are pentacles. So it's like you're working very hard at your dreams. It's interesting because it feels a little bit forceful here. You're trying your best, but the energy is blocked. It's almost like maybe you're trying to exercise a little too much control, or maybe for a while you had a little too many options and were scattered, where maybe you were, you know. But you feel blocked temporarily only, of course. This is only a snapshot of energy, but It's funny because I get the word repulsion. So your work repulses you, or having to put in so much work, or working at it so forcefully feels very repulsive to you. So yet it's what you really want. Those are the dreams, those are the two things that you really want to succeed in and that you really want to see happen for yourself. So, but you feel like you're averse to, maybe you'd prefer that they just like happen, like, you know, magically. And for some reason, you feel ineffective when it comes to putting in the work, or maybe it's a little annoying to you to have to put in so much work. And I feel that at the moment, you've kind of given up. Not like you don't want the dreams that these things represent for you, but it's like you're almost like, okay, well, at the moment, let me just put it on the side. I'm not there, or I'm not wanting to do that, or because it's a mix of, if you can't control it, then you feel like, okay, you don't want to be bothered with it. And yet, you know fine and well that you need to work at this, not just like dream it up or think about it, right? So you're quite aware of what you need to do that follows basically the thoughts. You need to put in some action as well, right? How do you say, you need to help yourself, right? In French, it's aide-toi et le ciel t'aidera. So it's like, if I'm translating, it's help yourself and a source will help you back. Let me draw a card out of another tarot deck. I just want to see what's the blockage. This is the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, you're failing to start these things. I might call you out as being maybe a little bit lazy. I think maybe there's a lot of wishful thinking on the Magician's part. A little too much, right? Compared to the actions that need to follow. So remember that for Lionsgate, because those dreams are very real. They seem very important to you. You want a lot of money. Let me put it differently. You want material comfort. And you want things to be solid. You want them to have perennity as well. And you get a ceremony. So maybe you could do a small ritual. The Magician could, right? The ritual could be, instead of doing just a ritual, like let's say a magical ritual, a magic ritual, it could be that the ritual is about the things that you implement, the concrete things that you implement. Let me just read the bottom text. It says, create a joyous, energetic imprint. So that's beautiful. Maybe if you get going with things, you'll feel that difference in yourself, where either you'll feel a small shift or you'll see something change outwardly, and it might really motivate you to continue right in that direction, in the direction of putting in more efforts, more work. Anyways, let's look at Virgo now. Virgo. What is in store at Lionsgate for you? Letting go. It also says Spirit Guardian of Autumn, so obviously we're summer now, but maybe there's something about the fall that pertains to this letting go. Maybe you want something to change by the fall. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Let me get more. This is a huge pile. It's too many cards, guys. Sorry. It's like you just pull here, and I'm gonna cut the deck and pull a couple cards for you. Four of Pentacles in the reverse and the Three of Wands in the reverse. One more. Nine of Swords. Okay. You really need to let go of something that's very stressful for you. It feels it takes you, in terms of timing, it's something that you might only be able to let go fully by the fall only. In the meantime, you feel drained and also overstimulated big time. You know, you know that you need to let go, and maybe you're stressed out about letting go. You feel like it's something that you wanted to happen for yourself, that you, like a dream that you're having to put on the wayside, right? It feels very disappointing. It feels like it also was taken away from you to some extent. And I wouldn't want to say only from outside circumstances. I think part of it could be of your own doing, whether you're conscious of that or not. When you're that overstressed, and if you're not putting in, you know, how do you say, the correct, if you're not taking the right steps to have something, have a start, what you were really, really hoping in the past, right? You really wanted something to start. You saw your future in that thing, whatever that was. It's a dead end here. The Three of Wands doesn't yield anywhere, doesn't take you anywhere. Nothing is coming towards you. You're not necessarily seeing where this is going either. It feels like a dark place. It feels like a dark place at the moment. Let me pull out of a different tarot deck for you. Sorry, guys. Hot flash. The Five of Wands. What is this turmoil? What is this turmoil? You're all like, I sense you to be like in a bunch, right? Like all like a big knot. It even feels like it's in your stomach, Virgo. which is one of your weak spots, quote unquote, digestion is, right? So it's affecting that. It's also I mean, I'm about to say that it's gonna affect your health to a degree. I just heard slight depression, so it's not even just physical here. It's very mental. I need to pull one more card, and I'm gonna go back to the initial deck. So what I'm looking for here is what is it that you're letting go? There's two ways to see this. Either you're letting go of something like a person, a situation, a job, you know, whatever that is. And because you're not letting go, you're stressed out to the point of making yourself sick. Or what you need to let go is all of that turmoil, inner turmoil, and all of that stress that is chewing you up. So obviously behind the stress, you need to find the source of the stress. So I don't know if we can see that with the cards, but either way, there's a source to that stress. And I think that some of the source of it is not having something that you really wanted for your future. It doesn't pan out for you. And that really, really bugs you to have to let it go. You get the Knight of Cups in the reverse. It feels like it was in love. I have to pick those cards up, sorry. So that Knight of Cups in the reverse, you were waiting to either approach somebody or for someone to approach you, and it's not happening. So we now know the truth. You could have been fighting in love. It's possible. You could have been fighting for someone's love because there's competition on the Five of Wands. But either way, you didn't get what you were hoping for. So let me pull one last oracle card here. It's a magical symbol. Virgo, it says the perfect love. And it says a stable and happy relationship, but this is exactly what you have to let go of. That is absolutely, it's killing you inside, and it's affecting you. Like, it's almost like you have an ulcer, and also you're very, very overstimulated, and you're not sleeping well, and your energy is low to the point of almost being depressed. I'm not sugarcoating that. I don't think I have to or should, actually. So I really apologize, Virgo. And I feel for you. But at least you're going to become aware of that to that extent, right? So maybe at Lion's Gate, you start letting go. But to be honest, I think that you are able to fully let go only in the fall, by the fall, right? So let's move on to Libra. Libra. Transformation. What is happening to you, Libra? What are you transforming into? The Eight of Swords. Four of Wands. Well, that's Page of Pentacles in the reverse. One more, please. And the Six of Pentacles. I love this energy because we see the transformation twice. We see you very closed off to, in general, just closed off, a closed off individual, and yet, and also very, someone that second guesses themselves all the time, right? You're always indecisive. Of course, you're the scale. You'll always weigh out all your options and take the time it takes to make your choices. That's a given for you, Libra. But in this case, you do it way too much, to the point that you stay stuck, or you're in a bind. Especially as long as you don't, if you stay without making any choices, you're gonna feel trapped like this. But you're transforming that into great stability, and there's a lot of happiness from identifying, what keeps you trapped, and being able to surmount it and totally change that around for you. And we see the same here in terms of your relationships. We see it twice because you're going to open up to having happier relationships in general. But you're also going to be open to have a more fair exchange between you and the others. So from always fearing of giving of yourself, you're going to be very generous of yourself in the future. It's absolutely beautiful energy. It's a radical change as well. I mean, these two cards are two cards of great stability. There's profound calm, peace, serenity attached to these cards. There's not a cloud in the sky under this energy. Let me pull one card out of a different tarot deck for you. And this is the Ace of Cups in the reverse though. So let me pull one more because I want to see the transformation. The Two of Wands. So you see, you move from a 1 in the reverse to a 2. And I want to show you something with the imagery. This is the Ace, but it has two people in love, right? And here it's a Two of Wands, but you have only one character. So it's an opposite or crisscross, right, between numbers. So you go from when you're alone and you're not able to connect, you're not able to become two, whether it's in love or friendship or whichever types of relationship, whichever type. And here is the opposite. Once you really are able to, I want to say multiply yourself. I know it doesn't make sense, but it feels, maybe because you're Libra, when you multiply, like when you balance those two sides of you, this two becomes like the two sides of you, then you become much more sturdy and you become one. I know it's a play on numbers, and it's a play on what happens internally, So hopefully it made sense here, but I'm not going to repeat that. It's a little cryptic and symbolic, but that's what it feels like. But we see the transformation. So one becomes two, and yet the two here become one. So it's symmetrical, sort of. But it's the same transformation. That's what I wanted to really emphasize here. So people are not going to recognize you, almost. You might not even recognize yourself. Let me get a card for you. Okay, you get, there are two, okay? But I'm going to keep the both. I'm going to show you. So one is, I'm telling you, so far these cards have been corroborating each and every reading that I've been doing, every sign since Aries. Felix felicitas, it means, Felix is joy in Latin. Felicitas, they both have the same root. So it's like joy of joy, exponential joy. And the text reads, well, it speaks of luck, but which is also Felix, is also could be read as luck, but it's mostly joy. And you get 555, which is a change, a huge change. So I mean, it's you finding your joy again, and it's just the same message 3 times, 4 times over, 5 times over. That's funny, 5 times over, and we have 555. Anyways, so let's move on to Scorpio. That was interesting, Libra, because out of all the signs, this reading is to have it repeat the message within the message. That's something. Okay, Scorpio, your turn. What's in store for Scorpio at Lionsgate? Okay. Truth. Nothing but the truth. Okay. Are you seeking the truth, or is truth finding you? Many cards, but I'm going to take them. 7 cards, a real booklet. So 3 of Wands in the reverse, 9 of Swords, the Empress in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse, the 4 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups in the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, 8 of Cups in the reverse, and the 7 of Swords. So speak about truth. No wonder you're seeking truth, because around you people are not telling you all of the truth. It could be that they're not necessarily lying upright to you outrightly, but they could definitely be lying by omission, or just hiding things, doing things on the down low without you knowing. There's a mixed bag of energies here, but there's a situation where, well, first of all, there's a lot of stress, right? The stress comes from not knowing the truth, definitely. So you're in the dark twice because your ships are not coming in, so you don't get any information about what you need to know. It pertains to love, most likely, because the Lovers are here in the reverse with the Empress. You're the Empress in this case, I feel. Or it could be the person outside of you, but I feel that this is the person outside of you. But you're very sad about a love relationship that didn't work out, that didn't grow, that basically never took off. The relationship just never landed, never got anywhere. You've had to drop it, you've had to let it go, yet you're unable to, or someone is. But there's a lot of negative energy around feeling less than, feeling not good enough, feeling horrible, like, sorry, but the Empress in the reverse with the Lovers in the reverse, there's even difficulty for you or for the other person to love themselves, even just at that base level. There's definitely a lack of respect here as well between you and this person. Let me pull one card on what happened, the Lovers in the reverse. What happened? The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone was chosen and it wasn't you. Someone else was chosen. Maybe that's the truth you need to hear. Could be. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you or at the situation, I should say. It's just that it's really difficult here to interpret, because I'm not sure if you're the Empress or not. I feel like you are. I feel that you are feeling like this is taking a real toll on your self-esteem, actually. It's not an easy thing for you to actually swallow. You're having a hard time with that greatly. And maybe you feel like you were deserving, right? And that you should have been chosen. But it feels like this thing slipped away from you. Or someone stole from you. Excuse me. Yeah, it slipped out of your hands. This relationship did. And look, she holds the crow like on her fingers, right, on her hand. So it's like it would have been within grasp, but now it slipped out of your hands, literally. Not an easy read. You're going to be stressed out. Well, you are stressed out about the situation, but you're going to find out more truth, I guess. Maybe the reason why you weren't chosen, you might find out, or just find out that you weren't chosen. I'm not sure. But you'll get some important information here. I haven't turned the card just yet. I'm waiting. I don't know why I said important. Before I look at that card, I want to I want to draw one card on the word important, and two cards flipped. So it's a third-party situation for sure. Someone was waiting to reunite. So that's the important information, but it's not going to happen. So that's another layer of truth that you're finding out. So you're finding out that you're not chosen. You're finding out that it slipped out of your hands, was taken away from you, most likely stolen away. You were wishing to reunite, and it's not going to happen either. And you get the ceremony. It says, create an energetic and a joyous energetic imprint. It invites you to do so. But the ceremony, I feel, is not yours. I feel that there's a ceremony that you're not going to be invited to, or it's the ceremony that officializes the relationship that you should have had, or with the person that you wanted to be with, but they're with someone else. Three of Cups in the reverse. There's also Three of Wands. I mean, there's two threes, so potentially a third party. I think it's a third party situation, but I'm not, you'll know. Okay, sorry, Scorpio. I hope that the truth doesn't hurt you too much. Maybe you being so intuitive and usually such a good detective, you probably already know most of this already. So maybe there's no surprise in what I'm telling you here right now. But let's move on to Sagittarius. You get joy, hummingbird spirit. So what is this joy about for Sagittarius? What is this joy about? Please show me. Okay, you get two cards that are really, that have really turned and want to come out. The rest I put back. Okay. Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Judgment. Knight of Cups and Justice in the reverse. Interesting, you have the two cards of things that should be fair and square that are not. They're both in reverse, and there's something very unbalanced about the whole situation for you occurring around Lionsgate. It has to do with a situation in love. You're wanting to recreate a moment or recreate a feeling that you had with a particular person, but it's not happening. Person is not giving back to you the way you want, or the way you're giving back, the way you are giving out to them. So there's not a fair exchange between the two of you. Unfortunately, that points to maybe that you won't feel the joy that was announced by the Oracle. Although you really thought that the angel here was announcing more joy in love. At least that was your hope. But you're not getting your quote-unquote reward. Not that it has to be a reward, but oh, you see, it's done. Something is over. You can't repeat it. Even if you wanted to, you can't repeat it, Sag. Bottom of the deck, Temperance in the reverse. I'm going to put her on the table. So another card of imbalance in a way. So this ending is going to temporarily throw you off keel for a little while. Just make you feel like the unfairness of the situation even more, right? It's just going to accentuate that for you. I just wanted one card. So let me put those back and let me just shuffle and pull. This is the Five of Cups. In the reverse though, which is a good thing. You know, at Lionsgate, although you're disappointed, you might in the end be able to find some joy. You know, you're gonna realize that maybe deep down you knew that it wasn't gonna repeat, even if you wished for it. You knew that it was totally unrealistic, that it wasn't gonna be reciprocal, basically. Okay, let me pull one last card for you, Sag. Let's get a magical symbol. Okay, you get a card that says small luxuries, and it says that this symbol is to attract more luxury in your life. So maybe that's one thing that will bring you joy at Lionsgate, is to, you know, pay for some small luxuries in life that will, you know, just change your focus. Sort of like what do you say, compensates for, you know, yeah, compensating, like maybe with good food, buying nice clothes, treating you to something where you would maybe temporarily forget about the situation that was unfortunately not shared here with someone else. The love that wasn't shared. But I mean, it's a small consolation, right? To be buying or spending money just on small luxuries, but it might bring you joy in the end, and that's the good feeling that you want to have, to be able to get through this, most likely. Especially if you were disappointed and sad, it's going to help you alleviate those negative feelings. So let's do Capricorn. Capricorn. Okay, I'm going to take only one separated, so I'm going to take that one. Flexibility. Okay, what are you flexible about? What is this for Capricorn, please? Show me this energy for Capricorn, for Lionsgate. What is it they have to maneuver around? Two of Swords, Seven of Wands in the reverse, the World card. Are you going somewhere? Okay, quickly I want to start speaking about these cards first before I pull any more. The Seven of Wands in the reverse feels to me like the most flexible card, you know. When it's upright, that would be very rigid in the sense that you have to like be very firm in pushing others back. Because you're opening yourself up and not being so defensive, you're actually being much more flexible to the situation. So in the past or lately, you would have experienced a form of status quo, no movement, but suddenly it all opens up for you and it changes. Something either comes to a conclusion or simply you move on, you deem it complete, and you go on to the next step, like you're brushing it off like so easily here. All due to your capacity to be flexible. I mean, the world is also a dancer. You have to be quite flexible to be a dancer. So she's able to move according to the movements of energy. Seven of Cups. Flexibility. Moving between many options, between many things, I should say. Going between this and this and this and that. Actually enjoying it. This is another 7, right? So what's interesting is that you're opening up yourself completely, and so much so that suddenly the world opens up for you and you get all these possibilities and potentials. It might keep you a little bit I don't know, uncertain, on the fence sometimes about which option to choose. You might be bewildered a little bit about what's the right thing for you. But I feel with flexibility that you'll be dabbling a lot. Just want to get one card here on the 7 of Cups to see if you choose anything. It's a beautiful card. This is the Queen of Pentacles. It's a gorgeous card. Okay, well, the Queen of Pentacles is going to choose things that are pragmatic overall, over anything else, right? She wants things to be solid. So she would have a hard time with staying up in the air with too many things, right? Having too many, how do you say, too many sticks in the fire, right? Too many things going on at once. She would have more of a hard time with that. And she usually wouldn't be that flexible, right? She would tend to be a little more, she would prefer to stay with particular things, familiar things, at least on a very basic level. That would be her energy in general. So it'll be an extra effort for her to be more flexible, and even just to allow so many things to touch her at once. I think she might have a little bit of a hard time with that. And I'm not sure she'd be in a better position to choose, but she might have to rationalize things and eventually make that choice and go with what's really pragmatic and practical for her, that she know would yield results versus, you know, so she would want to go for the thing that she would know wouldn't be like just air or BS. Let me pull one more card here. Oh, and you get the Tree of Life. You see, this is the groundedness that the Queen of Pentacles will bring. She's not going to be very comfortable for very long with the 7 of Cups being pulled in too many directions. It'll be interesting for a while to be flexible and have all these options. And as much as she needs to be a bit more flexible, she will also make that last call of going for something very rooted and very tangible, and that has lots of potential of growth. Okay, let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius. What is your energy for Lionsgate? transformation. Okay, Libra had that. And they really had a beautiful transformation. If you have Libra placements, this would be relevant even more, right? Please show us what this transformation is all about for Aquarius. What is changing for you, Aquarius? Three of Pentacles in the reverse with the Hierophant. Your belief system, your values, your mindset. Around your craft. Especially if it has to do with anything spiritual. Five of Cups in the reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Wands in the reverse. There's an energy of you going back and forth about especially when it comes to your work. It's like you kind of want to leave your work and then you don't want to leave your work. It's like it's very institutionalized. It feels very it feels like it's a place where you're well contained, right? And that the rules are really, really set, and you have to abide by the rules greatly. And sometimes that weighs on you, although you are compliant. But sometimes you're not really working always as a team with the others. And it feels like you're very in and out about, should I stay? Should I go? There's a transformation around maybe the work that you do. We also see you weighing like 3/2, right? You keep oscillating. There are things that disappoint you, and then there are things that satisfy you, and you keep wondering which outweighs what. What outweighs what? Which one outweighs the other? And the Two of Wands, though, is your inability to really see what you should pick. Even if you make a decision, I don't sense it to be a firm decision because the Knight of Wands is upright. And he's, I don't know, he still has a lot of questions. There are still a lot of questions regarding the decision. I don't think this decision can be made really, even if some readers could interpret that as a decision. I don't think it's necessarily being made just yet. But I'm going to pull one card on that specifically because there's a transformation attached to it. If you decide, when you finally decide, is the moment you transform that you change the workplace, or you change the job, you change the role, you change something in work, at work. This is the Eight of Cups. You're walking away. You're going to choose to walk away. You're choosing to walk away. I hope you want to. You're gonna leave a situation or change it, really. I mean, you're gonna be seeking more. I'm still sensing, restlessness on the Knight of Wands about the choice. Like, once the choice is made, he's gonna be all gung-ho and he's gonna like really go for it, right? But then I think he's gonna realize how impetuous that is, and he might want to like, okay, hold on, maybe I need to turn back. You know what I mean? Like that last minute sort of, uh-oh, what is really going on? Am I doing the right thing? A little bit like that. And it comes from this weighing the pros and the cons for me here. This card. It speaks of breaking bad habits. And it reads, at the bottom it says, accepting, being self-accepting of, well, accepting yourself and having a good psychic health, right? So, you know how I was just telling you how the Knight of Wands will have that last moment of, okay, hold on, am I doing the right choice? There might be bad habits related to coming and going like this, right? Or what you're leaving behind are all of these bad habits that you used to have. That aren't working out for you. But I think the bad habit is coming and going constantly. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So deciding on one thing and deciding on a firm course of action, in this case, leaving a particular, I think, situation relating to work, or at least the way you work at things, or in your work, the way you operate, that will transform. All right, let's move on to Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces. What's in store for you, Pisces, at Lionsgate? Okay, this one. Leadership. I believe Gemini got leadership as well. So if you have Gemini placements, Pisces, it's really worth looking at that as well, because you have the same oracle card. And they had, Gemini had quite a reading around leadership, I have to say. Okay, the Moon in the reverse, the Nine of Cups, the Six of Cups in the reverse, and Judgment. Leadership isn't easily read on the cards that fell on the tarot. What comes to light though, and that's the Moon here, could pertain to a relationship that you've been wishing for greatly with a soulmate of yours, someone that feels like a soulmate, but with whom you have less desirable memories with. Meaning they're not so pleasant, those memories aren't so pleasant. And yet you share also amazing, pleasant ones, and you remember all the laughter and all the fun that you had. There's something about this relationship, and I say was because of the Six of Cups, right? It speaks of something in the past. And there's a repeat of a situation, something that was once, I want to say extinguished, as if this was a fire extinguisher, right? So, but it's the opposite. It's going to be like a rekindling of something, but something was like a fire was put out, or a fire will be put out. So maybe that's what's the repeat situation is. Something that wasn't going so well in the past will eventually, like the fire will be put out. So whatever was burning that was disturbing, or maybe it needed burning for purification, but that's a different thing. But you're going to put out the fire, whatever situation was urgent and sort of maybe conflictual to a degree, that will be solved. And that's what's coming to light here. And it pertains to leadership. So I'm not sure if it makes you a leader to be taking into your own hands this matter, right? I'm not sure that was well said. I hope you understood what I meant. Taking the matter into your own hands about putting out the fire, right? Making sure that you solve the problems or the issues or whatever needs to be made visible for all to see will be, I want to say, like an act of someone with lots of leadership, right? You'll be seen as a leader. Eight of Cups. Let me pull on that because that's a weird one. And the Lovers in the reverse. Okay. You know, it's like you're extinguishing a fire, but you're also blowing the horn on something, right? So kind of you're the whistleblower. Sorry, guys. It's that time in my life where I can't control that. The hot flashes. You know what? It feels like the situation that is the fire that's being put out has to do with a lover walking away, or a love relationship that is ending, like a separation is occurring because someone is going to leave. So some people would say, oh, it was a false soulmate, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I never used that false soulmate. But you could say that there were like I said before, maybe not so pleasant memories with this person. But it wouldn't be you, Pisces. It feels like it's a little bit outside of you. Because otherwise it's like I'll tell you why. It's very contradictory because something wants to repeat, but it's not going to because someone is walking away from a relationship. But I don't know that it's you walking away, and I don't think it's someone else walking away from you. It just feels like you're pointing out to others, you're letting others know about this, and that's what puts you in a position of being a leader, or maybe puts you in the lead. Maybe that's what it is. I think that makes more sense. It'll put you in the lead in love, in line for someone. So if that person is separated from someone else, then you're the next in line. Fire. I can't make this up. I told you, you're putting out a fire. It's interesting. It's also, if you're extinguishing that fire, it would be the fire that used to burn between these two lovers, right? So you would be the one to ruin it for them, basically. Which is not really a nice way of putting it, Pisces. I apologize, I guess. But it's pretty much, you might have played a role in the separation, is what I'm hinting at here. It's a possibility. So at Lion's Gate, though, you're I think next in line. And if it's not with one particular person, it's next in line in love. Love is next in line for you, or you're next in line for love in general, right? Meaning you'll eventually find somebody relatively soon, hopefully, if you're single. That could also be. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been a long one. I'm gonna close it out here. Please like the video, please share, subscribe as well, and write me an email if you want a personal reading. We can coordinate the details of how I do it, how I send it, how much it costs, etc. And I wish you an amazing evening, an amazing weekend, and mostly an amazing Lionsgate. Take care.